in about 2 seconds. We're going to be breaking down the Wednesday edition of the Win Daily Show, breaking down MLB slates. We got a main slate kicking off at 6:30 on Wednesday night. So we're here to discuss the slate for DraftKings and FanDuel. So we'll be right back breaking down the slate. What's up, Dave? What's up, everybody? We are the Win Daily team. Make sure you check us out at windailysports.com. We're going to be breaking down the Wednesday slate. Weird slate starts at 6:35 Eastern on Wednesday afternoon, early evening. We got a pretty big slate. It's a tough slate when it comes down to pitching. On Tuesday night, I had Jose Barrios. I just played one FanDuel lineup. Looking pretty strong right now with an Atlanta stack. I got no Ozzy Albies, though. That was the missing piece, man. I got Rosario. I got Acuna. I got Olsen, Riley. Couple one-offs here and there. But still got an Arizona stack that I paired it with. Arizona starting slow on Tuesday night. But Dave, Barrios look good. It looks like he's back to, the old pitcher. And we're looking to the Wednesday slate, man. So did you see this pitching slate? It's not too pretty. You got Senga up top. You got hurt pitchers. You got people coming off the IL. I'm not really feeling too good about Alcantara, Logan Gilbert, or Gonsolin, who's making his first start for the Dodgers here. So it's tough sledding here at the top and the middle, especially on DraftKings when you have to pick two pitchers. So sometimes I like just going to FanDuel, locking in my one pitch like I did on Tuesday, and making sure I get my stacks right. But Dave, how you doing, man, on a Tuesday night?
Doing good. Had some Barrios today, too. We had that in our article earlier. Just he's looked good. He broke that Tampa Bay win streak when they were 13-0. And since then, he's really, he's fought and pitched well. So, yeah, good call with Barrios tonight. Like you, I have some Atlanta love, some Albies, but I just didn't have, the Danny Jensen, the catcher from Toronto, who knocked two out. So you won't get all the way up, but definitely have some good lineups and ready to roll them into Wednesday. And like you said, pitching's weird on Wednesday. It really is.
Yeah, look, you got Senga up top on DraftKings. He's 10-6. I don't think he warrants a 10-6 price. No. He's not Ohtani. He's not that upper echelon of pitching, but he's facing Washington. So the algorithm kicks in and says, you know what? You're facing one of the weaker offenses. So it's a weak offense and a weak pitching slate. So they had to put somebody on top. So I understand he's up top. I get it. But I don't know if I want to pay 10-6 myself. It's a good spot. It's not going to be super warm on the East Coast. It cooled off a little bit. So maybe, 55, 60, not the greatest hitting environment. So I don't mind the Senga play. I don't want to really sleep on Washington here. So I'm not going to go all in on Senga. I want to take him out of my player pool, but I'm not like hitting the lock button by any case on Senga. Moving down the list, Alcantara. Look, I don't want to mess with somebody, who's maybe not 100% and pay, 9,900 and then also face the Atlanta Braves. So it's like one whammy, two whammy, three whammy. No, thank you on Alcantara. On the opposite side of that, you're going against Miami, another team I'm looking to target. And when I'm building out my strategy, as far as pitchers go, Dave, I don't know about your routine, but my first routine, I check the lines. I see who's favorites. On a Tuesday night looking at Wednesday, we don't have strikeout props, but when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to check out all the strikeout props, see who's up there. And that's kind of how I landed on Barrios today, man. He had one of the highest strikeout props. He was a big favorite, and he wasn't priced like that. So I took the value and I ran with it. Thoughts on Bryce Elder versus Miami? Because I do think at 9,400, coming off Senga, if you want to come off Senga, probably the first landing spot that we need to talk about. So where are you at with Elder?
Yeah, I agree. I'm off Senga. So if I'm going to spend 10 plus money, I want a guy with a ceiling in the mid 30s, high 30s, and it's just not there with Senga. His highest game this year is 26. So I'm off at 10-6, and Elder is the landing spot. It just feels like it. Guy's been solid so far this year. Like you said, Miami, a very soft hitting lineup, but also a very, mediocre K lineup, right? They're right around that 10th highest strikeout rate in the league. So a team that can strike out a lot. Charlie Morton got him tonight. So Elder, I think, has very high potential. He's been solid all year. 1.14 ERA. So yes, I think that's a really good landing spot. And then we can start, trickling down the line there. I'm probably off Walker. He hasn't been good for the Phillies yet, but I am interested in Logan Gilbert. He's been pretty solid all year for Seattle. You said it's cooler up east, so the ball won't be flying as much. And if it's not flying as much, Citizens Bank Ballpark actually becomes, a ballpark that the ball stays in the yard. And Logan Gilbert's more of a ground ball pitcher anyway. So I think I like Gilbert as my 1B below Elder.
Yeah, with Gilbert, I'm off Walker too. He's a good, good professional pitcher. Might hang in a game or two.
Yeah.
Might have some big starts. He had some big starts for the Mets last year, but hasn't really showed that pedigree so far this year. Win probability with the Phillies struggling right now to score runs and everything else. Not really a guy that I want to pay out for. The Gilbert call, I get it. You're still in a hitter's park, though. Philly could wake up. I know they've been really struggling. And the worry I got is the injury risk here. Not to say that it's a high injury risk, but he might go out there and maybe be limited on pitch counts. So I want to get confirmation on pitch counts tomorrow. If I hear anything positive, maybe give him a bump. If I hear anything negative, might cross him off the list. Dave, your take on Brown, though. Brown has, the pedigree, top prospect coming out. He's already had some big games. He's had a tough time as far as matchups go, facing Atlanta, Texas, and Minnesota in the last 3 starts. The K's are there. Earned runs are also been there in his last start. Got roughed up a little bit against Atlanta, but Atlanta's one of the best teams in the league. Now he gets to go against the best team in the league, I guess, in Tampa Bay at this point of the year. So, what do you do with Hunter Brown? Because I could see him doing well, and I can see him just like any other pitcher against Tampa Bay getting blown up because Tampa Bay is just finding ways to get on base and do their thing and score runs and win games. So, not a team that I've been attacking, but any consolation to get a little discount on Brown here and just hope for the K upside, even if he lets up a couple runs?
Absolutely. I think Brown's really a nice play tomorrow. Yes, you're attacking the best hitting team in the league, the highest scoring team in the league, but you're also doing it where you're going to be under the radar. And Hunter Brown, like you said, pedigree, that was a good word that you used there because he has that ultimate high slot, number 1 type arm. And he's showing it. I mean, and this will be the first time Tampa sees him, right? It's always, can be a little tricky the first time you see a pitcher. Yes, there's tape from 4 games out there, but he can be a little different than what they've seen yet. And I think he could get him with a little surprise attack. So I think Hunter Brown's a really nice spot tomorrow, not based on the team they're playing, but based on the fact that you're not going to get high ownership and you're going to get, like you said, high pedigree, a guy that could get in the high 20s to 30s, which is nice at a $9K salary. So I think Hunter Brown's a great spot. And I think even if you want to take one more leap below that, I think DeSclafani is a nice spot too. In a big park like that, a St. Louis team that, is just not playing good baseball right now. I think those two right there could be nice additives to our lineups tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I think a lot of people can be throwing darts tomorrow at pitching.
Yeah.
What I usually do in that scenario, again, look at K props, hop in our expert chat, read some articles, check out our projection models, lineup optimizer. But what I'm going to end up doing most likely is building my bats first on a slate like this. And look, it's not going to be comfortable picking 2 pitchers on DraftKings tomorrow. I can make a case for DeSclafani, of course. I'm off Waka. I know he's had that one great start, but outside of that, he's letting up too many hits, and he's not. He doesn't have it no more. I do like Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because the Mets didn't look good tonight against Gray.
Yeah, look, he's got the strikeout upside. The price is right at 7,500. People are going to be throwing darts, and I'm going to be throwing some darts as well. On DraftKings, we have to start 2 pitchers here. Look, he's 6K, 6K, 7Ks, last 4 starts, 7,500. Pitched in Coors Field, dropped 20. Went against the Angels, went against Atlanta, tough lineup. So he's a top prospect. It took him some time to kind of get everything together here. Going against the Mets, I'm not too worried about it. I'm kind of down on the Mets lineup to begin with. Being a Met fan, I get to watch this lineup. Look, they can go out and show up and put up a bunch of runs. Alonso's on fire. He's the one consistent bat. But outside of that, it's been a lot of struggles for a lot of these guys here. So Gore's in play for me. I know San Diego is scary. It's a lineup that you see a lot of big names there, but they're not that great either. You could take a shot on Drew Smiley, who had the worst luck ever That was like
that
disgusting.
no-hitter?
What happened to him? Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, if you haven't seen it, dude was pitching a no hitter, like a swinging bunt. Him and a catcher collide, try to make like they had no
That's
chance
the
getting him
catcher's
out, but
ball.
like it was
That's the
just
catcher's ball, by the way. Like,
yeah.
that
But either way,
was
they were screwed. There was no way they were getting him.
no.
Really sucks. So you're coming off a start where you threw 103 pitches and going against San Diego. I don't know if I love it. I got to check the weather with
I do.
Chicago. Just, anytime you look at Chicago, you got to make sure the wind's not blowing out. I don't care if, Max Scherzer's pitching or whoever you want to call a top line pitcher. If the wind's blowing out in Wrigley, I don't touch pitchers. If it's blowing in, that gives a big bump to pitchers potentially if it's a heavy wind in. So Smiley's in play, Gore's in play. Sandoval, I hate the dude as far as like rostering in DFS, but any pitcher going against Oakland will be in play. 6,500. He faced Oakland 4 starts ago, got 14 points on DraftKings, so he's in play as well. And the last guy I'll mention is not Steven Matz. It's Contreras for Pittsburgh. Dodgers don't really scare me anymore. They just don't. And Contreras, he's got a strong arm, top prospect. He had one rough start against Houston. Every other start, he's over 16, 18. And his last start, I actually started him, made me money. He, blew out Cincinnati. 8Ks, 6 2/3, only 1 earned run. And Pittsburgh's winning games now, so I wouldn't be shocked if they win this game. Not looking for the win, but Contreras in play, Sandoval in play, Smiley, Gore in play. Dave, out of those 4 that I mentioned, I think I'll be rostering one of these guys with one of my top dogs most likely because there's really no top dog. Who do you like here?
Yeah, so Yvonne checking in Smiley. Yes, we're in on Smiley. Jason made a great point, though, about the weather in Chicago. Just check it out because Smiley is a fly ball pitcher. He's throwing 49.2% fly balls this year. So we just got to make sure the wind's like neutral. But San Diego, 27th in the league in batting average. So it's a team we can absolutely attack. So I like Smiley as long as the weather's good. And the second one that you mentioned out of that group, it's Contreras. And it's just like you said, we talked about Smiley almost no hitting who? The Dodgers. And who does Contreras get tomorrow? The Dodgers. And yes, they are a team that, much like the Yankees too, it's a team you can attack anymore. We've seen Minnesota throw 2 great games at the Yankees. Dodgers are a team you can kind of attack lately too. So especially take advantage of this one last game that Muncie's out on paternity leave as well.
Yeah. Question. Typically when you see kind of ugly slate as far as pitching goes, we have like these opportunities to stack and we have these great matchups on the stacking side of things. But I'm looking at the list and it's not like there's great options as far as stacks go either. It's like
Wow.
every pitcher is kind of mediocre. We're not excited to start any of these pitchers. From a stacking perspective, look, Angels probably got the best matchup on the board here. You have a couple teams going against relievers or openers, however you want to put it, with Houston going against Fleming and, a combination of Foucher or however you pronounce the guy's name. So, but anytime Tampa Bay starts, one of their openers, doesn't mean like they're throwing a bad pitcher out and it's an opportunity. Like we've learned our lesson with that, especially with Tampa Bay here. So where do you start? What do you have as a top stack? Is it San Fran? They got some righty, some lefty mashers, some big righty bats. JD Davis has been hitting. Flores is there. You got Taron Ruff, all the ex-Mets that are actually playing good again for the Giants. I don't really target the Giants as far as stacks go. I don't really target teams in San Fran. It's more of a pitching environment here. But Houston, going against these openers, the Angels, where do you stand here?
I like the Cubbies. I think the Cubs have flashed some power this year. Wisdom's been really hot lately, squaring
Yep.
up the ball. You still got Hap. You got, Nico Horner leaning off that lineup, and you still got Swanson. So, I mean, I think they have a nice little lineup you could stack against. Like you said, Waka's, so far, 3 for 4, and that means 3 for 4 bad outings. He had one good one. The others are stink, stank, and stunk. So I think the Cubs are a good spot. You mentioned the Angels. Angels always are live against Oakland. It doesn't matter who's pitching there tonight. They roll out Miller. Angels get 4 in the first. So I think the Angels are a nice stack along with the Cubs. And, you got to get different, right? I'd be interested to see if you could get some. See, no, it's too expensive. I would like to attack some Braves because I think you'll get low ownership, but I just might be a little too expensive. So instead, maybe we'll have to sit there and go with Pittsburgh as another. Yep, and there's we're right on tune.
I think San Fran too, man. Like if you look at Matt's, I like to target guys who let up home runs. He's let up 4 home runs in his last 4 starts.
Yeah.
He's walked 10 people in his last 4 starts. He's only pitched like 21 innings. So it's not like he's pitching a ton. He's letting up a lot of home runs in a lot of innings or walking a lot of people out of innings. 4 home runs, 6 home runs, 2 home runs, 4 home runs. People can get on base. So like a mini stack of the Giants in play, Angels in play. I like the Braves call. Look, it's the Braves. Anytime the Braves are playing, you have a lot of good bats. They steal bases. They're active. And if Alcantara is limited at all, even though if Alcantara comes out and he pitches great for the first 5 innings, Atlanta can score in bunches late off this Miami bullpen. So Atlanta in play. Mets kind of sneaky.
Pirates in play.
Pirates. I don't know if I get to the Pirates because I respect Gonsolin. I don't know how long he's going. Is he going for? I read something earlier today. He's probably, I would 60? Assume somewhere around 60 would be my guess. So like, Gonsolin is legit. He's probably their best pitcher if he's healthy. Alongside Kershaw, of course. But
Arias.
Yeah, there's a couple guys there, but I'm saying he was good last year, very good.
Yeah.
So it's not like I really want to target him. I know Pittsburgh's winning games, maybe a couple one-offs in Pittsburgh. I would lean San Fran. Angels always do me dirty, but I'm not going to talk anybody off of Ohtani and Trout here, so they're definitely in play. Houston, take a shot on Houston. Take a shot on San Fran, and then like I said, if you want to get kind of cute, I think the Mets could get cute with Gore. You still got Alonso, got a couple bats there as well. And I like the Chicago call. And the whole entire slate can change. Like the lines aren't up for the Chicago game because of the wind. If you get Waka and Smiley with wind blowing out, that's going to be everybody's target, first thing tomorrow. So make sure you hop in our expert chat at windailysports.com. Get in there for free. Ask questions. Discuss lineups. Discuss builds. Discuss strategies. Go over to our optimizer. Go into our projection model. Obviously, NBA playoffs are around. I don't know if there's any. Is everybody still alive in the playoffs? Like, is there bodies left? Every day there's like another body.
How about Trey tonight though? He got it taken down Boston.
I'm not. It's over though. Boston. I can't see them losing unless they lose like 3 bodies.
No,
but I hate to see De'Aaron Fox get hurt. That one hurts me because I wanted. I'm not. I like everything the Golden State Warriors have done. But it would be cool to see the Kings win that series, and they can't win it without Fox. Sabonis has been.
He's going to play though.
You think he's going to play? But it's shooting hand.
I know.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Before I let you go, Dave, who wins this thing? NBA playoffs. Who do you got coming out of the East and West? Let's call it that. The Bucks dead.
Yeah. Brian Rooker, my man Rooker, the other night. And yeah, Canning, you need him to flop. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, Canning's been okay so far. He could still flop. I'll go with the Suns, but I'm telling you, there's something going on in LA right now. And so I'm not counting out those Lakers. I'm not, but I'll take the Suns. And listen, if Embiid was healthy, I think 6 had a real shot, but I'll stick with Boston, Phoenix. But yeah, Brian, I think there's a shot of the Sixers. Really good shot. This Boston team losing 2 to Atlanta. Oh, and chasing a 121 ticket tonight. Nice. I mean, I'm
still going Celtics. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still going with the Celtics.
They got some problems though on D. They're letting up like 130 to no DeJounte Murray.
I don't know. I think they're gonna go there. On the West at this point, I was hoping Sacramento can to get over this hurdle. I think the Lakers are good, but they're not great. They're showing some signs, that they're coming together. D'Angelo Russell stepping up, but I don't know. I think it's the Celtics. On the Western side of things, it's a tough one, man. I'll probably say the Suns get it together and they make it there. I'm gonna go Suns, Celtics. Stay with that right now. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody, good luck on your games on Tuesday night. Good luck on your games and Wednesday. We've got an early slate too. Our early slate will be discussing in Discord. We have articles up. Check us over at windailysports.com. Sign up, get some free content, read some free articles. A lot of strategy articles up there as well to read. So go check those out for free. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Everybody, good luck with the rest of your games.